Inshallah and Ashe. I always like to do a little intro, give you time to gather the momentum before I do go live. But welcome to the new moon in Scorpio and the Halloween weekend. Just knowing that the veil is thin. It actually started a few days ago, but this is the Friday new moon in Scorpio, also the 111 a manifestation portal, but it's also the first of the month. So this truly is, I would say, a mystical, magical, and more importantly, a powerful, potent weekend for manifesting and truly getting closer to our higher selves, our Sira, an aspect of ourselves of what we look like on the other side. But here I want to share 3 easy but very extremely powerful, potent things that all of us can do, especially this particular weekend, to manifest and really initiate and become closer and more intuitive, I guess, or more in alignment with our higher self. So the first thing, I want to just cover something super simple. You can do this. When I do a divination, personal ones, I often recommend people do this particular simple manifestation technique. All you want to do is stand in front of a mirror and really tune into a simple manifestation and just imagine in a scene or a scenario where you already have your manifestation. You already have your manifestation and you are speaking to someone about your manifestation or regarding your manifestation, whatever that is. You can visualize this. You can actually just talk to yourself. That's pretty much what I do. So what does this look like? So if you're manifesting becoming, say, a best-selling author, a writer, people think I should be a writer, but it just doesn't really resonate with me, I guess in the future life, I don't know. But we'll just say being a writer, a New York Times best-selling author. So what you would do is stand in front of the mirror and you're going to be visualizing a scene, a scenario where you are getting interviewed on, say, a morning show. I don't know what's out there, but some kind of morning show, maybe Joe Rogan, something. You're getting interviewed about your new best-selling book. So you're going to be talking to yourself in the mirror as if you were being interviewed by Joe Rogan in this case. So literally just talking to yourself and pretending that somebody is asking you all of these questions and be like in a state of gratitude. You're just so thankful and you're so appreciative. You're just grateful for each and every person, body, each one tuning in. Go into how long it took you to write the book, maybe how long it took you to edit it. I did write a book. I will say that. And it did take a while to edit, but you just want to be in that moment and just be so happy that everybody's enjoying it and loving it so well. Sorry, I was just checking my mic. Sometimes I do my audios. I wasn't sure the mic was on. I do have issues, not going to lie. But either way, you want to be standing in front of the mirror, really kind of thanking yourself. I think Snoop Dogg did this powerfully and magically when he accepted a Grammy or something, and he wanted to thank himself first. So it's just like thanking yourself as you're looking in the mirror and thanking all of the people tuning in and being on the show, which that's kind of what I do every day. I'm sending out the flavor of gratitude and emotions out into the airwaves, the algorithm. But you really want to get really detailed and really feeling the emotions as if you're actually being interviewed, like you're in the scene, the scenario. You are it. You are being it. You're becoming it. And I always do this. I just imagine myself. I call it imaginating. Even in my head, there's kind of 4 things I traditionally do. I will write down an affirmation. I'll say the information on my inside voice, and I also use my outside voice invoking the affirmation, but I'm also visualizing it. So those are 4 things that I do myself, usually first thing in the morning or before I go to bed, or even in the middle of the day. There's really no rules. Really, I don't feel like there's any rules. However, sometimes when I'm not even in the mirror, I'll just be driving down the road, but I'll be visioning, imagining it, picturing myself getting interviewed about something maybe that I want to be manifesting, but it always comes true. It's maybe not real quick. Sometimes it's baby steps, but it's really being in the moment of it. So sometimes when I'm just working on something and clear out of the blue, it just, when I'm in the zone, that's really when, like, you're just flowing, you're just in the zone, time is flying by. That's kind of like you're in the frequency of it. And we don't go down the rabbit holes. We're not in the procrastination nation. So just visualizing and interviewing it and being in the experience and really feeling the emotion to where, like, you're in the joy molecules. Maybe you become so emotional and so excited that you have like tears of joy. It's that kind of energy. Just make sure that you're like really not just feeling the emotion, but you're also embodying it, because it's very powerful. And then literally you may be in the moment where, what I find a lot of people when we're manifesting like this, it's overwhelming. And then we don't mean to sabotage ourselves, but we're like in the moment that we get overly excited. But just putting it out there, check your emails. It's like instantaneous, and then it becomes contagious. So just visualizing, even people, you could visualize a person and then they call you on the phone. It's that kind of energy. So it's just a very powerful way. You can even like pretend that you're talking to your mom. I do that all the time. My mom's in the spirit world, so I do have spirit conversations with my mother. So you can just imagine that you're talking to your mother. That's what I do. And that she's watching me. She's telling me how proud of me. She sees me. She's like, Tanya, oh my goddess, you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Congratulating me for whatever it is that I'm curating. Could be a career change, a job, a new client. Doesn't really matter. But it's like the encouragement and the congratulations, like in the experience and the emotions, getting us in the flow. So really, whatever it is that blows your skirt up that you want to manifest. But even having other people congratulate you. I always like to pat other people on the back. Like I said, I feel like we're all stars on the spiritual walk of fame. So just acknowledging other people's good and gooderness, their greatness, and just recognizing the beauty that resides within them is kind of the beauty that resides within each and every one of us. So really feeling into that and feeling gratitude and the joy and the love and just the juiciness. And it really is a very easy way to manifest. But you don't always have to do that particular one in the mirror, the magic mirror on the wall. That's kind of how I see that, mirror. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a reflector. But you can do this when you're driving down the road. You can do this in the shower. Water is an amazing conduit. You can do this when you're getting ready in the morning, just talking to yourself about how magical your day is going to be. Going out the front door and welcoming a new shiny day. There's tons of ways to do this, but it's really easy. And there's no excuse. You have no excuse not to actually do it. So emotion would be number one. It's a medium. It's an energy. Emotions are just like emotions are like water. They help us get in the flow. It's currency. It's streams, money, even getting in the flow of currency, basically, in our subconscious mind and what that looks like. So these are very powerful ways of energy to feel it all, and just making yourself being in the emotional state and feeling it. I think validating emotions, crying, and the Dagara, tears carry the ancestors to the other world. So those river streams are very potent energies. And the number two way is also very easy, but very powerful, because we have access first thing in the morning or at night to different brain states or brain waves. And they're literally kind of quantum percolators is kind of how I see them. And this has been both studied and even proven by scientists and whatnot. And it's kind of funny to me that scientists are finally jumping on board to what intuitives kind of already knew or have known over time space. But this literally takes really 5 minutes max in the morning, maybe 2, just depends, of our day. So what you want to do with this particular one I would do this for this entire weekend, every single day up until next Friday, I'll say, because we're in this energy of the new moon. So for at least 3 days, every single morning, first thing when you wake up, I do recommend we start this possibly today, tonight. You could do it at night, in the morning. I think it varies based on the person because we all manifest differently. So I'm just giving you suggestions basically to throw out there. But I would probably do this tonight. You could have done it this morning, but I'm a little late going live today. But either way, it doesn't matter. Intention and energy in the algorithm, it's out there. So just be optimistic and be expectant. You can also do this longer, but like I said, next Friday would be the best. I would do it minimum of 3 days and up to next Friday, or whatever works for you, whenever you want to start, but just before next Friday. So the new moon is very powerful and impactful right now. So what you want to do is tonight, before you go to bed, and first thing in the morning, before you really get out of the bed, like you're in your zone, you're in your state, your brain state, before you open your eyes. Don't look at your clock. You want to be really clear about what it is you want to curate or manifest. It's kind of like a charcuterie board. That's kind of what I say. But you're going to visualize a scenario in your mind's eye, in your head, of your manifestation. So very similar to what you're doing looking into the mirror. Very powerful. Very demure, I guess. But when you do this when you first wake up in the morning, visualizing, sometime I'm always up the witching hour myself. I don't know about anybody else, but go ahead and comment if that's you, because that's a whole nother situation. But you can also do this when you go to bed at night. And that's because our brain wave states, our frequencies, they're normal level every day. Like right now, we're kind of in a beta state, a beta brainwave state. But we move into the alpha brainwave, and then we also go into theta. And this is where we are more we can be more suggestible to our higher self to curate information that we are open to receiving through our subconscious mind. But the best time to manifest or to set these intentions and to bring them into our reality. So when you're first waking up, our brainwave it's switching from theta to alpha to beta, and it does this quite depending on the person, quickly or slowly. But either way, before it reaches beta, when it's still in the alpha brainwave state, we want to be visualizing our manifestation, whatever that is, and putting ourselves literally in the shoes of our higher self, visualizing a scenario, kind of like playing a movie in your head where you're like in charge of the scenery, whatever that looks like for you. It could be like the technique where you're looking in the mirror and just visualizing something. But again, the key to access, or the thing is also to activate a specific brainwave, or it's to like look up with your eyes closed, 20 degrees angle. You're kind of going to look up kind of inside your mind at your third eye on an angle, 20 degrees. So your eyes are still going to be closed, but you're going to kind of look up slightly towards your eyebrows in your mind's eye. And this eye position, when you look up, it's called the Silva method, basically, if you've tuned into him, which is fantastic. He's got a lot of cool stuff. But when you look up, it also activates a certain part of our brainwave state known as the alpha state, and then theta, and it gets us into a brainwave where we're more kind of in that frequency where things are more suggestible to whatever it is you want to curate or manifest that you're visualizing. That's where I get this imaginate idea. So where we're setting our intentions on what it is we want to manifest. And you really want to do this every single morning because you're shifting your frequency and embodying the energy of what it is you want to become. So you're becoming it. And you want to do this for at least 3 days. So it's very powerful, it's very simple, and it's very easy. Literally, it takes 2 minutes. I would be very specific and clear about your manifestation. Sometimes, I won't go into one of my manifestations, but yeah, sometimes you just have to be specific. But it literally takes 2 minutes. do it first thing in the morning and before you go to bed, or if you're up at the witching hour, you've got some time there as well. Just try it. Let me know, comment in a month or a week or whatever, and let me see how that curates for you. So literally doing these has transformed my life, obviously, in various ways. Also, another one that I also love to do is play frequencies, either Beethoven, I'm sure you've heard of Bashar, the symphony, or the 432 hertz. And I kind of use that as my algorithm. I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I'll play that before I go to bed or while I'm kind of in that state. It's just a high frequency. It's kind of a miracle kind of manifesting frequency of energy. Comes from Egypt. As far as there's something else. The Egyptian, I always use the Egyptian green when I'm doing healing, which is a whole nother can of worms story. I don't know, that just came in, but at least 3 times. So then I want to talk about the moon, because the new moons, I follow the moon as a reflector. If you've watched my YouTube channel, I always give insights around the moon, predominantly for myself, because as the moon goes through the seasons, it's got a different flavor. Like for me, I have a Scorpio moon. So for this just feels like a very new moon for me as far as the seasons and the cycles through time space of the whole year. And new moons affect each and every one of us differently. And it truly depends on what house in our birth chart, when we're born, in our transits, where the new moon is transiting through, where it's activating and illuminating those energies in a different house. So houses represent specific areas of our lives where things play out. So this new moon is illuminating a specific area in each and every one of our lives. That's very different than everybody else's. So wherever your moon is transiting at this particular time in this specific area of your life, you know, what you want to be doing is you want to be setting those intentions, but also saying affirmations based on the specific house where the moon is illuminating. So this is really important because it tunes into the area of your life that we can utilize to truly manifest. So really taking this new moon in Scorpio, the energy of it, like and harnessing it and utilizing it for our greatest good. So if you don't know how to find the house your new moon is transiting, I generally use astro.com. You can put in your birth time, where you're born, pull up your birth chart. I do equal houses, but see where 9 degrees Scorpio is. Mine is actually in my 2nd house, so that's what I value. Basically, they say money, but it doesn't take money to feel valued energetically. And Scorpio is where we draw the line. It's the boundary of the value within myself, basically. Just make sure that you're manifesting based on your specific house. And if you do need help doing this, just let me know in the comments as well. I can assist you there, but it's pretty fascinating following the moon. I've been doing that for a few years now. I do use the neutrino design to follow the moon. But you're going to receive whatever that is in your reality because you're holding the frequency, energy, vibration. So I'm also going to bring in some manifestation techniques on Fridays during my live show. Basically, while I wait for people to hop on for mini divinations, as some of you are shy, which I appreciate that and I understand it. And you're tuning in, so that's really all that matters. So I do want to talk about a little bit about, let me get my little gizmo here, the 4 pillars of today. I told you that I'd bring that in. Let me just move that maybe because I'm... There we go. I'm going to lock that in place because you know I get a little wild with my little mouses here. However, this is our 4 pillars destiny chart of today. I predominantly play with the elementals. Obviously, that's the cowrie shell divinations, the elemental energies. I work with 12 elementals within these 5, along with the energetic centers that are curated within the elementals. There's a whole process that my wizard tricks go through when I'm working with somebody one-on-one privately. But the 4 pillars for this particular new moon, we have a yin, earth, snake of a day. Snakes always remind me of Jungle Book and Mowgli for some reason, because snakes people with a lot of snake energy, it's like shedding skin, and they're mesmerizing. When you look in their eyes, they have this mesmerizing energy. Whether it's the year, the month, the day, or the hour, that's just snake energy to me. That's just kind of what I see. But the hour is yin fire as well. The rabbit, very innovative, kind of joy molecules, percolating laughter. Fire, right, is love. The rabbit is kindness. So we've got these emotional energies there that we can tune into and frequent. So these are like producing emotions. Rabbits produce. It's a charismatic kind of energy, emotions. The hour's emotions. And an earth snake day takes us into this new moon. So that's the energy of the day. And Scorpio is this intense, deep, still waters. I get that from Christopher Renstrom. He's an astrologer in Utah that I've studied with for quite a while, talking about Scorpio and the sign. But we're still in the month of the dog, which is loyal. It's the northwest area of the home. The dragon is the southeast, or the southeast. I'm looking at my house. It's my garage. So these are opposing energies. They're kind of, I won't say they're fighting. They're just opposing. They're still mountains. And I always say we go to the mountain to tell the mountain our secrets, our trials and tribulations. In this case, these young earth energies are the loyal dog and the mystical dragon, but they're opposing energies either way. So this new moon at 9 degrees in Scorpio, it may feel like an opposition or a full moon with the ruler of the new moon. We've got Pluto at 29 degrees Capricorn. So these energies are very intense, plus opposing Mars. So what does that say right there? They're in opposition, just like the dog and the dragon. So those are the rulers of this full or this new moon, but also the full moon ruler, Aries. Sorry, my brain went sideways. But also the co-ruler of this particular new moon. So these energies they're very fragrant in the ingredient cycle is kind of how I see that. So we may be coming to kind of a head or putting closure on issues that maybe emerged a few weeks ago during the full moon. So it's kind of the ebbs and the tides. So this new moon is kind of presenting us with an opportunity. Remember, I always say no means new opportunity, an opportunity to not only be in alignment, but in part of our own transformation, but also the transformation of the collective. It feels kind of futuristic, if you will. So I would say be sure to set your intentions on activities that are going to open the door and pave a new way possibly to what you envision for 2025. I kind of feel like for myself, being a reflector, the new moon, this is like my birthing season, if a way. So we do have the energy also of Pisces supporting this new moon, helping us to stay focused on whatever quest we are. This also reminds me of the Merlin effect. If you're part of my online course, Change Your Stars, the Merlin effect. But the snake is this energy that's fast paced. It's fire. It's a fire sign. It's a traveling star. So it brings us a sense of urgency, the flame, to get like moving on our quest, but moving mindfully as well with purpose or gift. And many of us will be literally on the move, shedding skin, going places, traveling, those kinds of things. And yin earth in the heavenly frequency or the heavenly realm, along with all that yang wood. And remember, of all the elementals, yang wood needs all the elements for balance. I have a yang wood tiger daymaster, very innovative, very kind of pioneering energies, but also Elon Musk is yang wood. I don't know if you know that, but he always makes me laugh. He makes me smile. I think he's quite innovative, creative, kind of a little quirky, and I kind of like that. But yin earth, the heavenly frequency of our day, can help us calm down in our percolations, is kind of what I want to say. From the energy of the snake being this unpredictable fire frequency. So, find some time to your inner stillness. We're low on water, which is kind of interesting because we're heading into the winter and the water season. We do have yin water in storage in the dragon, but either way, it's like the stillness. It's our inner peace and getting to the center where energy, our life force, our chi, our prana, that's the strongest and actually the most stable. Even though we've got a mountain range, we're low on water. So tune into the frequency of Mother Earth, Gaia, the frequency of peace, but also contemplation. The earth energy is actually reminding us, especially yin earth, that is Mother Earth, that we are also a part of nature, which we have plenty of. And what we do to Mother Earth actually affects each and every one of us, nature. So that's kind of what I'm seeing within the 4 pillars there of Chinese destiny for this energy. So be sure to tune into your intentions. So with all of that, if you're still tuned in, who's ready for a little mini cowrie shell divination to assist you with your intentions for this particular new moon? And maybe comment below if you do try any of my little manifestations, whether you want to tune into the mirror and invoke and speak and visualize yourself already manifesting what it is you want to bring into fruition. Or if you want to use the energy of the new moon and the house it's in to gravitate that pull. So there's always different ways to manifest. I think we all manifest differently and uniquely based on whatever house rules your second house, basically. Taurus, right? Energies as well. So yeah, I'm going to change this up, and I do have a light. I don't know if I'm loving it, but it is what it is. So just change this. And there I am back again. Yeah, I don't know if the light's working, but either way, I got my little rattle out. If you would like a mini cowrie shell divination, go ahead and just comment in the show notes. And I'll move the shells on your behalf and see what comes in. As I move the cards as well, I do see 2 of you. I hope I'm still streaming. Last week I had a tech issue. There is always that. Tech issues are fun. So yeah, I hope you did have a magical moon. I actually, it is the first. I always do a routine. The first of the month, and actually, to be honest, I do it every Thursday, Jupiter's day. I always do cinnamon, bay leaves in a coin through the front door to bring in prosperity. I greet the day. I just go out and speak to the spirits in the universe continually and be thankful and grateful for what has or has not come yet. So yeah, I'll just wait a few more minutes, see if anybody wants me to move the shells on your behalf, or if you've got your own intentions, you want to go sit and simmer with a cup of Christmas tea. This is the cup. This is what my mother, my mother, every time I drink out of this, I think about my mom. And the veil is thin, so that's kind of funny. So yeah, I don't know if anyone's commenting or if I'm still streaming. I will say that. My phone is going off. So there is that as well. I'm assuming Carla's there. Maybe my commenter isn't working. Should I check my phone? There's always that. And yes, I predominantly play with the Fae. They're my favorites. Oh boy. So this is us. This is Ecstasies. This is your part of the Singers of the Realm. This is the place we go to in the other world. Reminds me of like dragonflies and embers. Yeah, dragonflies, not a butterfly, dragonfly. The 2 is our emotions. So again, paying attention to our feelings, where we draw the line in our emotional field. And singers are like angels. Their sound is so high pitched. Their music, I should say, that they tone it down for humans because it's too much. Oh, well. And this is Lestit. It's the moon's daughter. So this is us being heartfelt committed to what we believe, not outside beliefs of other people, and loving and protecting and loving it some more so we can manifest the emotions. You know, emotions become something, but when we add feeling to what we're manifesting, that's like the main ingredient. is what we feelings and loving it. If we don't love what we're curating and we're not feeling it, then the manifestation crumbles, basically. And then we've got the Lady of the Harvest, which this tells me we're in the harvest. This is a Virgo energy, absolutely 100%. And they're part of the she. These little beings actually, this tells me our manifestation is coming to harvest. So set your intentions, be very clear about that. The she bring the energy of the singers into this dimension. So I would actually suggest going to water. Water's like a mirror. Do your ritual, your intention to the water to help it get into the flow and have some growthing in the spring or sooner. Actually, that's pretty quick. The Lady of the Harvest, like I said, it's related to Virgo. So it may take some time and space, Virgo season, right? Because we just ended that. And again, we've got another singer. So I would be paying attention to the subtle world, the beings of the subtle world, to bring that energy in. This is also being mindful of how we talk to ourselves and giving time and space. That's kind of, it's like the slow things that progress slower build stronger because the foundation is stable with our mountain range. That's basically what that's saying. But okay, well, I'm not seeing anybody wanting me to move the shells on their behalf, which is okay with me. So yeah. Well, I'm going to just say make your intentions fantastic. I'm going to go hold space for mine and visualize what I want. And yeah, definitely go to water. Do a ritual there. Use words. Basically, I think the best thing with this moon to do is create an affirmation that resonates with you. Say the affirmation in your inside voice. You can close your eyes and look up. 20-degree angle as well. Invoke, use your affirmation outside voice, inside voice, write it down, physical reality, and visualize it manifesting, coming true. So with that, Ashe, blessings. I think it's all fantastic. Don't be afraid of the transformation. I think that's where the fun is, actually. The excitement is in the change upon us. Tune into spirit and be devoted to what your heart wants. Shedding skin, the snake, that's great. It's working. Alrighty. Well, thanks again for being here and showing up, arriving. Make it fantastic. And I will see you next Friday. And I'll do a different affirmation manifestation video. And as always, I'll see you on the other side. Blessings.